Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to learn how to detect the 13S rule violation in Excel using a simple formula. We'll apply it to the control chart that I built in the previous video. If you haven't seen that yet, I've put both the video link and the template link down in the description. Make sure to check it out after this one so you know how the chart was constructed. Now let's start with the basics. The 13S rule means this. One control measurement is greater than plus 3 standard deviations, or less than minus 3 standard deviations. That's it. If a single point is outside of that range, the rule is broken. So how do we tell Excel to check for that? We do it step by step. The very first step is making sure the cell we're testing isn't blank. For example, if we're starting with cell G7, we don't want Excel to try and evaluate an empty cell. That could cause problems. So we write G7 not equal to empty. Think of this like a filter. If the cell has no value, Excel will stop right there. Next, we move on to the actual rule check. There are two possible ways a value can violate 13S. Condition 1. The value is higher than the upper limit, which is mean plus 3 standard deviations. In our sheet, that upper limit is stored in cell E14. So if G7 is greater than E14, condition 1 is true. Condition 2 is the opposite. The value could be lower than the lower limit, which is mean minus 3 standard deviations. That limit is stored in cell E26. So if G7 is less than E26, condition 2 is true. Now here's the key. We don't need both conditions. We just need one of them. That's where the OR function comes in. OR asks, is at least one of these statements true? If G7 is above E14 or below E26, the OR function will return true. But we also want to keep the not blank rule in place. So we wrap the OR inside an AND function. AND requires that both parts be true. First, that the cell is not blank, and second, that at least one of the out-of-range conditions is true. So in plain English, the logic so far reads like this. If G7 is not empty, and the value is either above plus 3 SD or below minus 3 SD, then mark this as a violation. Finally, we wrap everything inside an IF function. The IF function lets us control the output. If the test is true, we want Excel to display the text 13S. If the test is false, we want Excel to display nothing. Go ahead and type that formula into cell G31 in your sheet. Press Enter, and Excel will immediately tell you if the value in G7 violates the rule. If it does, you'll see 13S. If it doesn't, the cell will stay blank. Once you have it working in G31, just drag the formula across to H31, I31, and keep going until A31. That way, each column will automatically check the value above it for a 13S violation. And there you have it. We've built a step-by-step formula to detect the 13S rule violation in Excel. If this video helped you, please subscribe to support the channel, give it a thumbs up, and drop your questions or ideas in the comments below.